Most of the inmates already been caught, but Derrick Groves and Massey, they still on the run. Now they want Massey back too, but they want Derrick Groves back immediately because they just settled $1.5 million lawsuit with the family last year. Imagine his grandma being unalived in 1994 in front of her house. And all she did was make a complaint against the dirty police officer, Len Davis, for brutally attacking her neighbor. And law enforcement worked with Len Davis. He found out this woman's address in order to hit on her life for making this complaint against him to the police department. $1.5 million, but they received it 23 years later. But it's a planned, orchestrated escape. They not gonna catch him because some of that money that he just received last year, the family did. You think they ain't using some of that money to aid and abet on his escape? He probably on an island somewhere in Mexico. They not gonna find him. And if they find him, he is not going out without a fight.
8 escaped Orleans Parish inmates are now back behind bars with 3 arrested just this evening. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Devin Bartolotta. This means only 2 are now still on the run. That's Antoine Massey and Derrick Groves.
Well, tonight's arrest also marks the first time that we have seen escapees that were caught outside of New Orleans, with Linton Van Buren found in Baton Rouge, while Jermaine Donald and Leo Tate were caught nearly 400 miles away in Walker County, Texas.
Lily Cummings joins us now in studio with more on this breaking news. Lily, a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, Devin, Sharice, as you know, it's been 10 days since that escape, and it's been almost a week since authorities had made an arrest, but tonight they captured 3 more inmates, and we've been digging through details of those arrests.
Around 6 Monday evening, the 6th arrest was made about 80 miles up the road. Linton Van Buren was arrested by Baton Rouge police. Police say they received an anonymous tip and found Van Buren sitting on a bench near a department store. About an hour later, we learned 2 more inmates, Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald, were captured by Texas authorities in Walker County. That's about 75 miles north of Houston. Police say the pair led authorities on a high-speed chase through the Huntsville, Texas area. They are now being held and processed at Walker County Jail. It's unclear when they will be brought back to Louisiana. That leaves 2 inmates on the run, Antoine Massey and Derrick Groves. They are considered the ringleaders of this historic jailbreak.
Well, tonight we also learned that a 13th person was arrested for allegedly helping one of those inmates. Diamond White is believed to have assisted Antoine Massey. She faces charges of principal to aggravated escape and obstruction of justice. Sharice.
All right, Lily, thank you. And again, Derrick Groves, Antoine Massey, both of these men on your screen still at large. Groves has been convicted on 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of manslaughter. Massey was being held on domestic battery charges, and he's escaped from other facilities in the past. So if you know where either of these men are, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. And remember, there is a $20,000 reward.
The city of New Orleans say it's costing them $250,000 a week for this manhunt. $250,000 to get Derrick Groves back in custody. Now you see how much they'll pay to get him back in custody, but they only paid, or was only willing to pay, or only settled for $1.5 million for taking a person's life. I don't care if Len Davis had it set up. I put it on everybody in New Orleans Police Department because they knew about it. They hid evidence. They gave the woman address out. Even when they knew for a fact that this man had this woman killed, even when they knew for a fact he was a dirty police officer in New Orleans Police Department, they still cover for him. And they willing to pay $250,000 a week to get this man back in custody. But they only paid $1.5 million 23 years later. That family supposed to been had that money. That's not even enough. They gonna pay more than that just to get Derrick Groves back in custody. And I hope they never catch him. I hope they never find him. Even the killings or the murders that they said he did, the Mardi Gras shootings, you know, they took this man back to court 3-4 times to convict him. To convict him. They took this man back to court 3-4 times just to convict him. So I know he upset about that. I know he feel like he got played on that. Because when it's a hung jury, or not a unanimous decision of not guilty or guilty, they can keep retrying the case. And they kept retrying the case until they got him. It's a cold game, man. And they also willing to give you $20,000. There's a $20,000 reward out if you got any tips or any information. I don't got no tips and I don't have no information. And even if I did, I wouldn't take the $20,000. You gonna take the $20,000? Nah, don't take the $20,000. Run, Forrest, run. Let this man do what he gotta do. Hopefully he never get caught. Hopefully he get away. But if you this color, nah, you better not take the $20,000. Because if you read this man's story, they really did him wrong. Not saying that he was an angel, but they did him wrong. Don't take the $20,000. Run, Forrest, run. Run long as you can, man.